Part 2, if not, this will be added on. Somebody start calling and I don't want the whole video to be muted, so I just started again. But basically, I didn't feel right about taking from others, so it never worked out either. And I feel like belief system in anything you do is why something will succeed or whether it will or not. Because in school, like, not a lot of people like school and they don't do well. I love school. I love education. I like being there. I like the interactions. I like the exposure to different cultures, diversity, new knowledge, like everything that it comes with. You feel me? And I noticed that when I have that type of attitude and perspective and approach towards education and school, I thrive, rise, and succeed. And I realized in a season where I wasn't doing well in school, it was because I didn't like my statistics professor, and I really started being discouraged in that class and not feeling great about myself, and my confidence wasn't up there anymore. Like, everything started to go downhill, and I started to notice the perspective and approach I had with that one class started to be my perspective and approach to education and school as a whole, that I started to attach and distance myself from school and everything that it pertained to, which was me being active on campus, in the community, me volunteering, me being an active student leader, me being very present, you know? And that happened because of my approach to that. So I understand, like, when your approach to something is one way, it has an effect on the outcome. Because when I didn't want to do what I was doing, other people that he knew was succeeding, they was over here making money and dough and providing for their lifestyle with this means. And their mindset was, I'm gonna get it, I'm about to, it's a go, it's a go, it's a go. And it was a go for them. I was never thinking like that. I'm like, oh my God, I hope it don't go through. I don't want to do it this way. I don't want it to go through because then I could potentially go to jail. Like, I was just thinking the worst things of it, and it never worked. And thankfully, it never worked, because I would have felt very bad for me doing that type of thing. But that was me putting Giselle first. But then it didn't work. And then in that other thing where I was selling my body, I was putting Giselle's judgment and wisdom above mine. It wasn't working to the best of my ability. I wasn't the best. I didn't look the best. And God was convicting me, because when I went to church, they told me, stop doing that, you got to choose God. You can't put this man over God and what he's saying about it. But when I was asking them for certain scriptures and where it says certain things in the Bible, they weren't trying to show me. And I feel like that's where they weren't leading me more to God and Jesus Christ, because if they would have did that, I probably would have been convicted more to leave that man alone way quicker, and my soul wouldn't have been more lost. So they didn't do that. I still kept dealing with Giselle, and that's when everything started going downhill. That is when I took a break, and I was like, I don't like how my life is going. And when me and Giselle had that little conversation, I was like, yeah, this ain't it. And I just started putting myself first, exercising, and my life started elevating. And every time my life elevated, I noticed, okay, this is because I'm dealing with this man. I need to stop dealing with him. And what I noticed is I'm gonna come back with a part 3.